A new movie starring Riz Ahmed and Lily James. And a very smart movie. This movie was very smart and very well directed, very well done, executed. And it's not a movie that, if there's nothing going on physically in the action, you feel like you're missing something or it's boring. The pacing was well done. The final act is the third act is what really takes you away from the film. But other than that, Relay is a very exciting film. Now, this is based on a real system that happens to help people who are hard of hearing. They use a relay system where you can type to an operator and the operator would talk to the other person. Then you talk back and then they type it back to the other person. And it's a system that's used mostly for the deaf, a network that's used by them and for them. They don't keep records of the conversations. And those relay systems is a way to easily not be tracked. So this man uses it to not be tracked. And what his job is he helps certain people who go through situations. This woman had confidential information. She wants to return it back to the company because they are ruining her life. She doesn't want to go to the police. So he helps people who make these decisions, who were doing it for good or whatever purposes they took this information, but want to go back to their lives. They go ahead and submit those informations back to whoever gave it to them or wherever they got it from. So Lily James plays this woman who does this act and portrays this role of going through these events. And they're going through these events because she's trying to get out. She wants to get out of this life. She wants to get out of everything. So she wants to get away from them and get these people from following her, tapping her phones, the whole nine. So he agrees to help her. But constantly, this woman just, every time things are willing to go a certain way, things are done, she keeps trying to emotionally get this guy attached, knowing that following the code is what keeps people alive, keeps him safe. He's just worried about this woman and worried about her so much that it's worth it for him to risk being seen, coming out in public to help her in certain instances. Very good movie, 3 stars out of 4. Third act, a mess. Bringing the film home is where it runs into problems. Bringing this film home is where the problems lie. Now, when you look at a situation like this, where the film gets out of control, that's why we always say, mind what you do. Because when situations get out of your control and out of hand and things that you can't reel back in, it's up to you to be able to reel these things back in. Now, I found it quite interesting that it just got unbelievable. There was a character playing a role that was very unbelievable in the scene. It was just so forced. It didn't feel authentic. It felt forced. And you got about two characters playing roles they shouldn't have been in. I'm like, I don't see this guy ever holding a gun. I don't see this girl ever being intimidating. It's just, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? So the final act to me was anticlimactic, and the payoff was not worth it in the end. I looked at the film as just of what could have been. You know, and that's when you look at a film like that and you say, man, this could have actually been, you know what? This should have been, you know what? This could have been. Once you started doing that, you've already lost. You've already lost. It's over. So Relay becomes another film in which the general purpose is removed and all parties involved, they have their own hidden agendas within it. But all of the impressionals, all of the lies, all of the people doing things to detract from the success of your work, the only lesson you learn from this movie is stick to the code. If you don't stick to the code, things like this happen. Now, this is a new director. I think this is the guy that did Hell and High Water, where Hell and High Water was an excellent movie from start to finish. This started off well, didn't finish well, in my opinion. Had one of the sloppiest endings in a film I've seen with so much promise. The end was a colluded mess. Yes, this is from the director of Hell and High Water. Right, they don't make movies like this anymore. So it was interesting to see a movie with a real plot. But all the tension was removed from the film once it got to a certain situation. It was very smart till it got to the end. So 3 stars out of 4. It's my movie review for Relay. Don't forget to become a member. Sign up for the memberships so you can see all of the spoiler reviews. And I'm out.